It's now time for the World Brief as John Cookson joins us from London. Good morning, John, and great to connect with you as always.
Yes, good morning. Great to be on the morning show here in the UK. And I'm hearing myself back again, gallery, if you could just fix that. I'll tell you that here in the UK, polls opened at 7 o'clock this morning and will stay open until 10 o'clock tonight. But for all broadcasters, including Rise, there are very stringent regulations to abide by on election day. There can be no political commentary that affects UK voters. So apart from telling you that 45 million people are registered to vote and 10 million people have registered, 7 million people have voted by post already. That's about it. That's all we can say until the polls close tonight at 10 o'clock when there'll be an exit poll result. So moving on from that, across the Atlantic, all the gossip in DC last night was that the Democratic Party seemed to be looking forward to Kamala Harris being the front runner on the ticket should Biden, if Biden stands down in the coming days after that disastrous TV appearance last week. She does very well in polling. CNN has the latest poll, and at the moment, last night, Trump has a lead over Biden of 6 percentage points. Trump on 49, Biden on 43. But if Harris was running as a front runner, then Trump would have 47 and Harris would be on 45. So she'd only be trailing by 2 points, which can easily be made up between now and November. She's obviously bright, articulate, intelligent, looks young, although she'll be 60 come November. She'll appeal to black voters, to the young, and also to women voters. So she would be, it would seem, a very good choice to be the front runner. But there's, still a long way to go in this Biden story. He met with Democrat governors last night, and they seem to give him the thumbs up to carry on, at least in public they're saying that. And indeed, last night, the fundraiser committee of the Biden-Harris campaign put out an email quoting Biden as saying, "Let me say this as clearly and as simply as I can. I'm running, I'm in this race to the end." So we'll have to wait and see. There's a TV interview that he's going to do tomorrow with ABC. It's pre-recorded, and some of it will go out on Friday, the rest of it on Sunday, and he has to be very, very careful that he doesn't make a gaffe during that TV interview. He's also got a press conference next week where he needs to show that, frankly, that he mentally he's fully alert. Meanwhile, Trump remaining very, very quiet, uncharacteristically so. No doubt the Trump team waiting to see how all things pan out with the Biden issue. So Trump, for the moment, keeping his powder dry. There's a lot of speculation in Washington that he's about to announce his running mate. Now, we went through this process last week and the excitement grew, but here we go again, and the three front runners as before are Doug Durgan, the governor of North Dakota, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, and Florida Senator Marco Rubio. Now, Marco Rubio would be the obvious choice to many observers, Cuban American, therefore appealing to the Hispanic vote. But again, this excitement is building in Washington, but it may come to naught in the end. So Trump may or may not in the next 24, 48 hours announce his running mate. But at the moment, and will continue through today, there'll be so much speculation as to whether Biden will carry on. Guys.
All right, real quickly, as at yesterday, one of the major donors of the Democratic Party pulled out because of this uncertainty. Is it not time for Biden just to throw in the towel? Because all the responses to him are based on uncertainty. The governors might have assured him yesterday after the meeting, but most of them are not confident in his ability. What is happening to Biden is probably an early onset of Alzheimer's. He's losing train of thoughts. I mean, I had to go watch the 4 years ago debate with Biden. The senior thing has really crept in on him. Isn't it time for him just to go at this point in time? Even it was said that Obama told him he performed poorly, to say it mildly.
There is a war chest of $250 million behind the Harris-Biden campaign, and there's some debate today as to whether that can be transferred to anyone else. But you're absolutely right to point out that major donors are thinking twice about whether they want Biden to run. And you know, when you look back to the disastrous debate, I mean, the impact that that had sank in at the time. But the more you see his stumbling and his lack of concentration over the days since, it seems to make it worse. And of course, this plays out on social media all the time. So yes, you're absolutely right. The end result may be that donors call the shots and they say enough is enough. But as of last night, as of this morning, our time, Biden is still running.
Right. Now, I was just reading an article, or a report rather, about how Biden had a closed-door meeting with about 20 Democratic governors just yesterday, where they were actually asking him, you know, when was the last time you had a medical checkup? And he confirms that he recently had a medical checkup and everything looks good. But, you know, one now thinks about and empathizes, actually. It was quite painful to watch Karine Jean-Pierre address the press yesterday as they repeatedly asked questions about his health, and she kept having to sidestep the exact details about when the president last had a physical checkup. But on Donald Trump, I believe the saying goes, don't interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake. So I think if Donald Trump and his camp are quiet right now, it's probably the most strategic thing to do, because the Democrats are going through a lot all on their own without any external interference. So it's also been interesting to watch some of the analysis going around. I believe there are also accusations. It reads almost like an African election, where some are saying that, well, over the years, over the past couple of years, as Biden's health has deteriorated, he's kept a close-knit group of advisors close to him, and he's sort of started shutting out, you know, some of the wider net of advisors in the White House. And it reminds me so much of, you know, here in some African instances where we talk about the cabal surrounding the president who won't let other people advise him. But I'd like to land it with a question, though, because, you know, you look at Kamala Harris and then you compare her to Hillary Clinton. I mean, do you think Kamala Harris can compete in any sense to Hillary Clinton, who everybody thought, you know, would be the sure bet? But people are saying that Kamala Harris can't perform anywhere near as well as Hillary Clinton in an election. What are your thoughts about juxtaposing those two women?
Well, Kamala Harris, of course, ran a couple of years ago and pulled out before even a single vote was cast. As on the medical issue, I believe the last medical exam that Biden had was back in February. But you're absolutely right. Watching the White House press secretary struggle, not only yesterday, but the day before, with repeated questions from the White House press corps, was embarrassing to watch. I mean, what she wants to be talking about are Democrat policies, but all she's talking about is Biden's health. And that can't be good. And the conversation about Biden's health is dominating all the news channels. If you watch US TV, MSNBC, Fox, CNN, and others, it's hour after hour after hour is this conversation about Biden's health. which is not what the Democrats want, and it's so damaging. And that's why the general consensus is that he must step down in the coming days. And I think the TV interview that he's doing tomorrow will be pivotal. And if he makes it to next week with the press conference, I'll be very surprised. Just on Kamala Harris, can she win? Well, according to polling, she is less behind than Biden. I've seen other polling from mainly among young Americans who say that Michelle Obama is the only person who could step forward and beat Trump. And I mean, she has charisma, she's statuesque, articulate, and of course she's married to a former president, so she must be in with a good chance. However, she said repeatedly that she doesn't want the job. She's seen how the job plays out in real time at close quarters, and she doesn't want it. But Michelle Obama could, I think, beat Trump if she was selected.
Okay, John, a couple of things. They both show that Donald Trump is ahead after that disastrous outing in the debate by President Biden. But yesterday, there was a White House press briefing. And at that White House press briefing, the spokesperson said President Biden definitely is going to be in the race and that he's not considering pulling out. That's one. Two, the spokesperson, the White House spokesperson, also said categorically that Bloomberg, that had reported that 20 leading Democrats were planning to issue a statement to say that President Biden should step down, that the story is not true. So as of this morning, what we have is that President Biden is going to go ahead. With regard to Kamala Harris, well, is America, my question is America ready for a female president? They were not ready when Michelle Obama ran. Would they be ready now to have a female president, as it were, Hillary Clinton rather? Would they be ready for a woman through the back door? And now, the big issue. President Trump has been protected more or less by the Supreme Court, voting 6-3 between the conservatives and the liberals. Now, what effect is that likely to have on the election? And, well, you say we should not discuss the UK elections as the British go to the polls today. But I'm just worried. In this election, we have not heard anybody saying, God bless the United Kingdom, God bless Britain. It looks like, the election today is not about God, it's about the people. In America, they talk about God. In Nigeria, we talk about God. In fact, in Nigeria, we snatch ballot boxes. But nobody is talking about the snatching of ballot boxes in the UK.
Well, let me be the first to say God bless Britain and all who sail in her, and good wishes to the King and all of that. I don't think we have enough national pride in this country. For some reason, we don't celebrate in England St. George as the Scots celebrate their patron saint, and the Irish and the Welsh do the same. You make a very good point. To me, Great Britain is a wonderful country. It's in a mess at the moment, but I can't stray too much into political commentary at this moment. But yeah, let's say God bless England and the UK as a whole. On the Supreme Court ruling earlier this week, that of course said that Trump had partial immunity in the case that he's being tried for trying to overturn the 2020 election race. There's also his little issue of being found guilty on 34 counts of illegal hush money payments to a porn star, and Trump would, it seems, have partial immunity on this, and if he becomes president, then surely these cases just disappear into thin air. you're absolutely right. There was a dissenting vote in the Supreme Court. It was 6-3. Justice Sotomayor saying that the president is now king above the law, which is no good for any democracy. So the Supreme Court hearing and judgment and verdict was helpful for Trump generally, and if he wins the White House race for a second term, then surely a lot of these cases which he say are politically motivated will just disappear into thin air.
All right, John Cookson, Arise News special correspondent. We wish you all the best with voting day in the UK today. Thanks for your insight today.